This lesson is going to focus on informative writing, in particular some of the mechanics using a variety of sentence structures. Your job as a writer is to make what you're writing interesting and make it clear. One way that you can achieve your goal is to add sentence variety in your writing. Adding sentence variety definitely makes it more interesting to the reader. It doesn't let the reader kind of fall into a rhythm trap where it's da-da-da-da-da-da. It spices it up. Also, adding sentence variety tends to make your writing more clear because you're focusing in on specific portions of the sentence and what you actually want to say. There are 3 different ways to add sentence variety. First one is varying sentence length. You can do this by breaking up long sentences into 2 or more shorter sentences, or restating long sentences more simply. Now, you certainly don't want to err on the other side where your writing is all short sentences, but I often find in student writing that they tend to write very long sentences where the reader gets lost. So ways you can fix that. Take a look at this example sentence. Oliver Cromwell came from a wealthy background, and following attendance at Cambridge University, he served his country in 2 ways, both as a member of Parliament and as a spokesperson for religious freedom. That is one huge sentence, and as you're reading it, you kind of get lost somewhere in the middle. To make it more clear, you can break it into 2. Oliver Cromwell, who came from a wealthy background, attended Cambridge University. Stop. There's a complete thought. Afterwards, he served his country as a member of Parliament and as a spokesperson for religious freedom. There's your next complete thought. Makes it easier to read, easier to comprehend, definitely a lot more clear. The next way you can vary sentences is by switching up the beginnings. You can start with a noun. This is the traditional way to start a sentence. So, for instance, Parliament's authority, there's your noun, grew and eventually exceeded royal power. You can take that same sentence, however, and change it to start with an adverb. Remember, adverbs usually end in ly. They're words that describe verbs. Eventually, Parliament's authority grew to exceed royal power. Same sentence, you've just changed the beginning a little bit. You can also start with a participle. Growing over time. There's your participle. Parliament's authority finally exceeded royal power. Again, you have the same basic sentence, you're just changing it, you're making it a little bit more interesting by changing how you start it. And finally, you can start with a prepositional phrase. So, in time, there's your prepositional phrase, Parliament's authority grew to exceed royal power. The third way to add some variety is to switch your word order around. So usually when you write sentences, you probably do subject-verb order. Like in the first sentence, the Queen was waiting for the attack. The Queen is your subject, who or what the sentence is about. Was waiting for the attack. There's your predicate, there's your verb, was waiting. You can change that though, you can reverse it by saying waiting for the attack was the Queen. Now you've started it with the verb waiting instead of with the subject, the Queen. Another example of this, the Royal Armada sailed into the bay. The Royal Armada is your subject, sailed is your verb. You can switch that around by moving the verb to the front. Into the bay sailed the Royal Armada. Okay, so just a different way to write the same sentence, but add some variety to your writing. For your submission for this assignment, I would like you to rewrite these sentences as I ask you to. So the first one, you're going to be breaking apart the sentence. The second one, you're actually going to be rewriting it in 2 ways, by varying the sentence beginning. And the third one, you are going to reverse the subject-verb order. Please submit your work in the submission box for this assignment. As always, if you have any questions, please give me a call or email me. Thanks!